Good afternoon and welcome to the Channel 6 KSUW News. My name is Tabitha Ryan and to my right is my co-anchor Gretchen Wieners.
Hello everyone, I'm Gretchen Wieners. Today we'll be talking about a very unique and interesting topic. Do you ever think about your genes? Not the kind you wear, but the kind that makes you you. How do they affect an individual and their future generations? Everyone is original and different because of the variation in his or her genes. That's why each person thinks differently and their bodies react to the environment in different ways. What if everyone's genes were the same? Is that even possible?
Well, in the case of these adorable foxes it is. These foxes, simply called the island fox, are found in the Channel Islands off the coast of Southern California. They have lived there for thousands of years and have shrunken over time to become even smaller than the average house cat.
That's cute.
That is pretty cute. There's one other crazy cool thing about these foxes though. After all this time, scientists have found that these foxes are genetically identical to each other, with no variation whatsoever. We know from people like Darwin that for a species to survive, they need to be able to adapt and change to the environment.
Well, Tabitha, if these foxes have remained genetically the same, how have they survived? How is this possible, and what does it mean?
Good question, Gretchen. Hello, I'm Dr. Brunt. The foxes discovered on the Channel Islands evolved close enough to humans so they have no fear of us. They are no bigger than a house cat you would see today. My team and I started off by looking at a few genetic markers. We took what we already knew of the DNA sequence on a chromosome in the foxes and used it to compare the variation among the population on the island. We were shocked by the results. It seemed as though these foxes were all genetically the same. It wasn't until we had the technology to sequence the genomes that we realized just how true this was. There was absolutely no difference in the DNA of these animals. The term we use is genetic flatlining. Since there is absolutely no difference genetically among these foxes, all of them are technically identical twins. Dr. Smith and Pontius will explain more.
The foxes have very little, no genetic variations, and this is what we call flatlining. And we believe that they have survived this long due to the epigenetics, an alteration in the DNA and chromatin structure that affects traits that is not caused by changes in the DNA sequences and is passed on to the offspring. This is what we believe to be the reason for the genetic makeups being so similar and them being able to survive this long, because if they didn't have this, then the diseases that would get them could kill them. And now on to Dr. Garfunkel.
Yeah, a solution that we've actually been researching is moving animals among islands so that subspecies actually mix and they start to interbreed, which will cause genetic variation. This is also known as genetic rescue, and it has successfully been proven with the panther population in Florida. And now on to our scientists out in the field.
It is well established that low levels of genetic variation put a species at risk for extinction. Somehow the island foxes have limited variation and are doing quite well. As a geneticist, it's quite hard to understand how this works. It's quite amazing.
It's Dr. Alfie here. I've been studying these island foxes for quite some time. They have been among the top predators here on the island, but recently they've been introduced to the golden eagle. The golden eagle has been killing them off, and they've also been introduced to other animals such as raccoons, which have brought over diseases. Due to the lack of genetic change, I'll leave you with this question. Should we interbreed the different island foxes through genetic flow to try to increase their gene pool?
So there's been talk of moving these foxes from island to island to change up the genetic variation. How do you guys feel about that here on this island?
Right, there has been a lot of talk about that. You know, I'm not pro moving them across the islands. We like them the way they are, and I think if they've lasted this long, they should last a few more years.
All right, well there you have it, folks.
Wasn't that interesting, Gretchen?
It was very interesting, Tabitha.
Well, that's all we have for you today. This is Tabitha Ryan and Gretchen Wieners signing off. Tune in next time at the Channel 6 News.